I am not taking personal readings at this time. Please do not get scammed by people posing as me in the comments section. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel, Roseology. Today's pick a card is very different than what I usually channel or try and tap into. But the last few weeks, ever since this final super full moon in the sign of Aquarius, I've just been feeling a very strong pull to galactic energy or alien energy. I don't know, I can't really even put it into words or even describe it. Very Aquarius like. But I figured that this was a calling to kind of try and attempt to tap into our starseed ancestors and to pull a message from them. So this is very different from a ancestor message from our earth ancestors. This is going to be a ancestor message from your starseed ancestors. And basically a starseed is just a collection of stars, maybe like a constellation or a star system that is in other parts of our universe, maybe in our galaxy, maybe outside of our galaxy. But there's different ones like an Orion starseed, Andromeda, Pleiadian, Sirian, Venusian, Martian, you have Draconian, Reptilian, Lyran. You've got a lot of different types. Mentakan, you've got a lot of different types of starseeds. I am not that educated on all the different starseed types and what they mean and how they come off. So I just sort of allowed your ancestors, your family, your starseed family to come through and deliver whatever messages that they saw fit for your absolute highest and greatest good and your ultimate protection. So just anything that they wanted to say, I just sort of allowed them to take over the reading, and whatever came through just came through. So yeah, I do touch on a little bit if I feel like this could be this type of starseed versus that type of starseed. But if that's something that you're really interested in, I have done a separate reading on that from I don't know, maybe even a year or two ago. So I'll link it down in the description box down below where you guys can check out that pick a card as to what type of starseed you are, that's located here on YouTube. So yeah, so let's just jump straight into the disclaimers and the meditation so we can pull some beautiful messages from your starseed ancestors. Obviously, this is a general reading, meaning that it will resonate with who it is meant to resonate with. Tarot does not control or dictate your life, so if you hear something that you don't like and think that you are just doomed to that reality, you're not using my readings correctly. I conduct these readings for confirmation and not answers. So if you hear something for the first time, please do not take that message and information without receiving confirmation from your higher self and spiritual team. Realize at the end of the day that your free will and what you choose to do with it will determine your life outcomes, not a pick a card reading on YouTube. So please be responsible, be accountable for your own actions, and use this as a guide to help decipher the messages that your spiritual team has been sending you all along. For those of you that would like to participate in this meditation, again, this is a general reading for the collective. So in order for this reading to resonate with you on a personal level, you've got to be personally synced into the energy of this reading. To help you do that and to help you select a pile with your third eye and not your physical ones, I will be offering a 60-second meditation. Halfway into that meditation, I will be placing crystals for my clairvoyants that prefer to pick piles with objects on them. After the clairvoyant pile selection, there will be a clairaudient selection where I play a different tone for each pile, and you can select a pile based off of which tone resonates with you the most. If you're drawn to another pile, that's because there is another message for you in that pile. So if you're already, get into a relaxed position, become aware of your entire body starting with your feet, and work that awareness up in sections from the feet to the head. Then take a deep breath in through your nose for around 5 seconds. Hold that breath for 3 seconds, and then exhale for 6 to 7 seconds. Then ask your guides, spirit, ancestors, the universe, or all of them to help connect you to your higher self so you can receive confirming messages for your highest and greatest good from your beautiful starseed ancestors. So this is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. On pile 1, we have coated titanium. On pile 2 is Angel Aura Quartz. On pile 3 is Grape Agate. And on pile 4 is Black Kyanite. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be looking into your tarot cards, and then I'm going to be pulling some additional oracle cards on camera to check out some messages, information, advice, encouragement, enlightenment, anything that your Starseed family and ancestors want to deliver to you about your incarnation, anything that may be going on presently in your life right now. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you're saying it is the right time to see it. So let's just get started. I'm just gonna allow your Starseed family to take over the reading, and we're just gonna see what comes up. So let's get started. The very first card that we have here for you is the Devil. Oh, wait. Sorry, there we go. These look like cats down here almost. So you guys may have a strong sense or strong connection to like felines and cats and stuff like that in your life. Oh, there's another cat on this card here. We have the Ten of Cups as the next card for you. We have a cat. What is that? An eagle, I believe. I think so. We also have the Sun in reverse. Hold on, let me see this upright. Okay, we have the Sun in reverse. And then we have Justice. Okay, pile one. I'm going to let you know right now, there's some very straightforward, intentional messages coming through. So this will either totally resonate with you or it totally won't. But this is your Starseed family coming through for sure. My pile ones have had a very difficult time with your family, with your earth family. There's no other way to put this. Family has been the people that have caused you the most pain, distress, even depression for some of you, with Sun in reverse right here, pile one. You may have looked at your experience with your family and see it as my shadow was birthed or my shadow was produced from being born into the family that I was born into, whether this was a parent or both parents or a parental figure or siblings or any other relative. I hear a lot of spells being put on you when you were growing up with the devil card right here. Maybe someone said you wouldn't be anything or amount to anything growing up. Maybe they discouraged you and planted a lot of fear, insecurity, doubt. And these words created shackles that kept you from living the type of life you probably would have lived if you weren't born into this family or if you didn't deal with this verbal and mental abuse. Your Starseed family, as you can see with the Ten of Cups, are telling me that you have a very tight-knit, close family unit where your soul is from. You could be a Pleiadian starseed. They're said to be very family-oriented, but you come from a strong support system. And one reason in particular that when you chose to come to Earth and were selecting your incarnation and the family you would be born into, this is why you chose the family that you did with justice right here. The light that you wanted to submit here on Earth has to do with the family that you were born into. The light that you were given, which was a gift for you, it was an ability. There is something here that you were given when it comes to the heart and the conscience. So when it comes to the soul and your conscious awareness, you were given a light. So you could even be a light worker, pile one. You may resonate with that. But one of your main purposes was to ground or anchor or cement some sort of light or elevated level of consciousness into the family that you were born into. And what's coming through is like this light or gift or ability or elevated level of consciousness. It's weird. It's like it chose you. So there is also something like living about this light that you possess. So this light chose you, and then you chose the family that you would be born into. Or it's like you chose a family that really needed to be exposed to this level of conscious awareness. So even if it didn't have to do with abuse, some of you guys, you really dealt with some like abuse in your childhood with the devil card right here. Oh shoot, I should have said trigger warning. With you clicking on a Starseed reading, you might not have been prepared to hear something like that. So I'm so sorry. But yeah, trigger warning with that. You may have had an extremely difficult childhood, painful, traumatic childhood. Some of you guys, you did have a traumatic upbringing or a difficult childhood or something along those lines, or it just wasn't suitable for you. It's like your family couldn't handle the amount of conscious awareness that you already had coming into this life, into this family. And that really sets you up to have this almost like black sheep of the family sort of experience. This light you were given is basically your gift or your ability or your mission to bring great wisdom, balance, and harmony, justice right here to your own family. Your Starseed tribe is saying very clearly to my pile ones, because they can see that your spirit is down. You may feel energetically beat up by trying to heal your earthly tribe or your earthly family or your earthly community or just human beings in general. You may have gotten so discouraged. Oh, so some of you have even stepped away from your family. You gave up on them. Okay, so some of you gave up on them. That's why this message is coming through. Your Starseed family is saying you chose this family and this mission for a reason. Do not give up on that purpose. This does not mean that if you have cut off communication to your family that you should run back and open that back up, because it's not appropriate for some of you. It's legitimately not recommended for some of you, and you will know if it is or not. But for those of you struggling with a Two of Swords type of moment or a judgment moment, going back and forth about reaching out or trying again or having another conversation or forgiving someone or allowing them back in your life, forgiving should be at the core of all of this, no matter what, because you can forgive without allowing other people back in your life. We have this great ability to be able to move on from things and to cope with them or deal with them or forgive them eventually. And forgiveness should always be at the core, because it really does free you from whatever may have happened in the past, and whatever is happening presently. It's the key to releasing and not taking on blockages and dense energy, which is only going to poison you. And it's like, especially if you've already been through something painful, why prolong that experience? Why prolong that suffering? So forgiveness is something that may be a really big theme for you in your life right now. Maybe something that you're trying to figure out, or something that you're trying to do, something that you're hoping to do, something that you even fantasize about, which is like being free of this past, being free of your childhood, being free of this past relationship, being free of this past experience, being free of whatever may be going on right now in your life. There is this fantasy that you have of being free of that. Justice. Sun in reverse, 10 of Cups, Devil. Literally, all your cards are insinuating, for me anyways, as the reader, you have a fantasy and a deep desire for something to release its hold on you, for some sort of experience that you went through to release its hold on you. I don't know if you guys just heard that. Something fell in my closet. It's been quite physical lately. And it's like, if that's not something that you want to hear, don't accept it. But some of you guys, your experiences with your starseed family may start to become more physical. Your dreams may start to become more vivid, more lucid. Because something just fell in my closet that literally has been sitting in the same spot for like weeks, maybe even months. Literally haven't touched it, haven't moved it, and it just fell out of nowhere. So that just lets me know that this type of stuff happens all the time around me. But anyways, especially when I'm doing readings, and it's usually to indicate or let me know that things may start to seem more real or become more like physical or even vivid for you. But honestly, you're in complete control of that. If you don't want any sort of experiences like that, all you have to do is say, no, not interested, and close the door on it. But for those of you that aren't really, it doesn't really affect you or scare you or anything like that, that could totally start to happen for you very rapidly too. But so your starseed tribe really does not want you to give up on your mission and on your purpose. Like I said, that doesn't mean just opening back up communication and opening yourself and your life back up to somebody that you've already resolved is like, this is just better for us to keep our distance and to put some space between us. Stay with that original plan. But for those of you that may be struggling with, do I try again? Is this worth it? You may be struggling with that decision because your mission is not done. If you are at peace with having walked away, and when I say at peace with having walked away, I mean, you can think about your childhood, for instance. Let's say your childhood was really difficult and really painful. If you're at peace with walking away, you're able to look back on your childhood and not feel encumbered by it, not feel controlled by it. You may even still be able to grieve certain things or acknowledge like that shouldn't have happened or that wasn't right, but it won't have this hold on you. It won't define your life. You won't filter your life through this experience anymore. And you'll almost look at it in a way where it's not necessarily like, because we all have lived a different life. And so it's like not all of us can come to the same conclusion that like, oh, you know what? I'm glad this happened to me, or this taught me a lesson. Not all of us are meant to have that conclusion, because some of us have been through some extremely heinous things that should have never happened. And I'm not talking about, we don't manifest people's actions. So that's not even what I'm saying. But there are certain experiences that we go through for whatever reason, whether this is something that just happened because of somebody else's decisions and choices and we were directly or indirectly affected, or if this was the result of unseen forces, as above, so below. Maybe something was going on in the unseen realms and it manifested down here somehow. I don't know because this is a general reading. But whatever it is, when you're truly past something, when your soul is truly done experiencing something, you as a human being and you and your own conscious, with your own level of conscious awareness, can look back on that, and it's like watching a movie. It's not something that you're living with or living through every single day anymore. And that's why I'm picking up this like really strong desire or this really vivid fantasy of being free of this. You guys have felt trapped or stuck to something or attached to something for a long time with this Devil card. and you're done with it. You're over it. And one thing's for certain is you don't want to pass this down to your children or the future generation, whatever that may look like for you. So if you are at peace with having walked away, it's because you have completed that part of your job here with Sun in reverse. Literally, the Sun card is in reverse, pile one. Sun is the ultimate illuminated cosmic object in our sky, right? It's a ball of light. And in reverse, this means that you have successfully anchored very strong, high vibrational light codes onto planet Earth during your incarnation. You have planted the seeds for a more loving family with the Ten of Cups right here, a more protecting, accepting, wise unit. There's other starseeds and even light workers that will be drawn to your family line and will incarnate through your descendants, whether those descendants come from you or not. There's a family tree here with the Ten of Cups, essentially. So the seed has already been planted and the process has already begun. Whether you feel as though you have successfully anchored this light into the family that you were born into or not. It doesn't matter if you feel successful at that. It doesn't matter if you changed your family. It doesn't matter if they think and speak and live differently. That doesn't matter. That does not determine whether you have successfully completed your mission here or not. The process has already begun. The roots have already taken hold. So even if you look at your family and feel in some way you failed at establishing that healthy unit and support system, you haven't. Those that could not or would not or refuse to change for the better or refuse to apologize or make amends or right their wrongs or admit to what they've done or take accountability, that only happened to your knowledge, just to your knowledge and your level of awareness. But justice has definitely been served. There's this idea here that in some way, and only take it if it resonates, but there's this idea that some of you feel like a sacrificial lamb, like maybe someone else never acknowledged the pain that they caused you or put you through. And you are being asked to have faith in justice, pile one. Have faith that the scales are balanced or are balancing and that you have completed this mission. The devil's agenda was reigning within your family, and you have come to set those scales back right with the Sun in reverse and justice over here. So many of my pile ones, you will wonder or may look at this life and feel like you didn't get the justice that you deserved. Some of you were singled out in your family. Maybe you were the one that was like picked on or something like that. And those of you that walked away, you legit had to, and your starseed relatives acknowledged that for you. They're saying the point was not for you to have good relationships with everyone, or for you to come here and save everyone, or for you to come here and educate everyone. That was not the point. The point was simply for you to have been born. You were the seed. The moment you came into this earth, this life, this incarnation, this planet, this family, that seed already started taking root. The point was, pile one, was for just simply you to be born. That's it. So for some of you, your mother may have had a difficult pregnancy with you. You may have even heard stories that your mother may have even said something along the lines of, maybe she didn't want you, or maybe she tried to get rid of you or something when she was pregnant, because there's like, the main purpose was just you being born, because you already had this light within you. It was just already in you. Sun in reverse right here. It was already in you. But all you had to do was just be born. You incarnating cemented a completely different frequency within your family, no matter the level of trauma that you may have experienced in your upbringing. If you did not get justice in your own family that you were born into, you will get the Ten of Cups dream family that you have always deserved, and one that looks identical to the starseed family that you left behind for planet Earth. So this could be your own offspring or a family that you find and create. But the seeds of this light code have already taken root and there's no stopping it. Let's say, for example, right, that like, just an example, let's say that your family disowned you because you practice witchcraft and your family thinks like, okay, we're just not going to acknowledge them. Like that's going to stop your soul's purpose, right? Well, later down the line, whether it's a niece, a nephew, a grandchild, a cousin, whatever it may be, there's another starseed or light worker or family member that will be born into your family that feels the same exact, almost identical calling to witchcraft that you may have had, only it's even stronger. So this won't stop until it sprouts like a tree out of the ground with the Ten of Cups here. Either way, your happy family unit is also secured, whether it is blood related or not, pile one. That's not something that you have to wonder about. Let's get some additional oracle cards here for you. Look, Look, this is what's going on in your family. Karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. Some of you guys may have strong ties to the Orion constellation as well. Yeah, so there's conflict that you guys are dealing with within your family right now, or these close relationships. You guys may feel worlds apart, as you can see on this card right here. Then we have here, child of the cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. Like I said, you were already born with this light within you, and you were born to cement that into your current earthly family. The thing is that you just simply being born already, it's like the intelligence of this universe or information from the universe is just started to cement or anchor in the earthly realm the moment you were born. Child of the cosmos. This is also saying too, child of the cosmos, that you guys, my pile ones, you for sure have multiple ties to multiple different constellations, star systems, star seeds, something like that. I'm going to show you guys these other ones. They flipped over underneath child of the cosmos, but we have here, I'm sorry, defenselessness, righting past wrongs, uprooting. Like I was saying, there may be somebody, a family member in your life that they never righted that wrong that they committed, right? This is their soul saying, I'm sorry. Just you being born changed their vibration, even if they won't admit it, even if they don't acknowledge it, even if they seem like they haven't changed. There is a part of their soul that is so much louder now and wants to take accountability and is very sorry no matter what they say or how they treat you. We also have here, your life is a canvas, artist, manifestation, creative accountability. So some of you guys are even artists, and something that you've been through in your past is you may treat your past like a muse almost with this your life is a canvas card here. Then we have messenger, serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. Did I mention that you guys may be serious? A serious starseed? I can't remember. I think that was a different pile, because I'm actually not filming your pile first. I'm actually filming your pile second, but this is pile number one. I'm just filming it second. Underneath the deck for you, we have fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. Yeah, some of you guys feel extremely different from your family. Polar opposite. Polar opposite. Some of you guys may even have children that you feel polar opposite to, but it's a really beautiful oppositional sort of connection where you guys really mirror each other in some almost extreme ways. Let's get some additional messages here from other stars and energies in the cosmos. And there may be some additional planets or stars that show up here. If so, maybe research them, because they could have some additional messages for you or additional information if you feel like you strongly resonate with them. We have here Electra, the awakener, rise. Out of the ashes, I rise like the golden sun. This is a phoenix rising out of the ashes moment. This is what your family kind of set you up for, this phoenix rising moment, whether it was a really difficult childhood or not. Some of you guys, it's like, I didn't necessarily have a difficult or a traumatic childhood, but things could have been different. Things could have been better. I could have been more embraced. My parents could have been warmer. Maybe they could have been more honest. Maybe they could have told me a little bit more, prepared me a little bit better. It could be something like that, where there's just some different critiques when it comes to your upbringing and your childhood. But either way, it was a phoenix rising upbringing or childhood for you, pile one, for sure. Underneath the deck, we have the shining star glow. I no longer dim my light. I shine bright for all to see. Also Electra again. So I don't know what Electra's energy is like, but maybe do some research on that if you want. Let's see what energies your starseed family and your light body is trying to anchor here. Clarity. So your light body came here on a mission for clarity, more clarity, maybe even spiritual clarity. And this may be why as well you got the where is that card? You got the this came out for you. Look, what was I telling you guys about? Forgiveness came out for you. Where was it? Was it the intelligence of the universe lies within you? You guys may have been bringing more wisdom, clarity, spiritual clarity, conscious awareness into your family. That may be what that clarity card is talking about. And then we have here, center yourself. This is a very centered experience for you as well. Like I said, Phoenix rising, definitely a Phoenix rising experience for you. Pile 1. This was always a part of the plan for you. This was always a part of your soul's plan and your soul's idea of having this Phoenix rising moment. So your soul basically put you in this life to design a Phoenix rising moment for you. Underneath the deck here, we have conceive. Some of you guys are going to have your own family or get pregnant. Maybe you already do. Maybe you already are, with the 10 of Cups right here. As well as too, this could be more metaphorical or spiritual, where it's like you are conceiving new energies, new frequencies. You may be pregnant with new frequencies, new energies, like spiritually pregnant with new frequencies and energies that you're trying to anchor here. And then let's get one final starseed card for you, pile 1. Then I'm going to read out of the book any sort of additional messages that want to come through that I may not have touched on. Let's see. Okay, and this one says sound codex. So you guys may be, you may have very powerful clairaudient abilities. Oh yeah, you were my pile where that random ass thing fell in my closet. I know it wasn't random. I know for a fact it wasn't. Look at what's under the deck. Mother, father, healing. This is all family, parental stuff for you, pile 1. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. No matter what your relationship was like with your mother or father, or is like with your mother or father, healing. So healing, so much healing. Hold on one second, you guys. Phone is ringing. All right, and pile 1, sound codex says for you, it says when we break down the structure of sound, we discover that within it rests packets of information or codex or codices that contain within them the ability to alter physical matter. Similar to the way natural seed functions on your planet, these built-in codices of sound are seeded with highly sacred data that houses the blueprints of creation itself. Sound is thus a carrier of data, and when truly understood and fused with intention, it can give the human an innate ability to imprint all of creation through prayer. In our times of communion with the native originals on your planet, our instructions were always clear: to sing and pray. This was like clarity. This was because to sing and pray is to accomplish the overarching mission of your entire species, which is to create with creation. There is no mistake that all the earth-honoring cultures had singing and praying built in, for they knew on such a deep, fundamental level that sound was the interwoven fabric of the universe. It's so true. Sound is so powerful. It says, by engaging in song and prayer, the human is then given an ability to reshape existence by sending sound codices via prayer to all aspects of life. May you begin the sacred practice by opening up and singing with your heart to the world. Sing to the birds, sing to the sky. Sing in thankfulness for the trees, and sing from the gratitude of your soul for this gift of life that we are all blessed to receive. This powerful act can alter your entire field and open you up to experiences one never thought possible. Humanity is slowly beginning to open up to the potency of sound by using it in medical practice to diagnose and heal many forms of disease. Although these sound healings were applied by many past cultures, its renewal has shifted back the focus of sound into the forefront of your future. We encourage you to be this sound sharer and let all of existence receive your codex through your prayers and song. Additional meanings here says sing, pray, open your voice, be in nature, trust sound healing, speak your truth, state your intention. This sounds like too your life is a canvas. So my pile 1s, you guys may be the artists. You may be an artist. You may love creating things. Like I said, you may use your life as a muse. Again, we have another cat figure on this picture. So felines, cats may be very powerful for you. Lions, you may dream of them or see them a lot. Something about them may invoke some sort of an energy or spirit or some sort of motive within you whenever you see cats or connect to them or something like that. You may love cats yourself. think the Lyra constellation was the one that was very connected to cats, as well as Sirius. I think we do have Sirius energy here for you as well. Yeah, so Sirius, Lyran energy is coming through. You could as well be a light worker. And then I believe that I also mentioned earlier Pleiadian for you, I think. Yes, because you were the one, you were the pile that was heavily focused on family. So you could definitely be a Pleiadian starseed. But I'm going to link the pick a card reading that I did a while back in the description box if you're interested in trying to pinpoint which starseed origins are calling to you the most, or which star system or constellation that you may be from. It's a really fun reading. But pile one, this is all that I'm saying for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, your starseed family, my starseed family, our higher self, as well as amazing spirit for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, please stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, you guys. All right, pile two, welcome to your reading. So we are starting off with your tarot cards, and then I'm going to be pulling additional oracle cards on camera to allow your starseed family to take over the reading and send you any sort of information, messages, advice, encouragement, enlightenment, anything it is that they are wanting to say to you and have been trying to communicate to you. I'm just going to allow to come through. So let's just get started. Hold on though, I just got a glimpse of the color orange. I don't know why, but I just got a glimpse of that. A very bright, not even bright, but it was like a very deep, rich orange color. And that is associated with the sacral chakra. So maybe there's something going on with your sacral chakra. Let's just get to your cards though. So we've got the Ten of Pentacles. Then we have the Three of Wands. Some of you guys may be moving out of the city with this Three of Wands in reverse, because that looks like a city to me. Then we have here the Six of Cups. And then we have here the Ten of Wands in reverse. This may be a very nostalgic time for you as well, pile two. Maybe you're buying a lot of things that reminds you of your childhood. But pile two, you could definitely be an Arcturian starseed as well, only because I'm seeing an emphasis though on climbing some sort of a ladder, especially when it comes to your career or your professional life. You're very ambitious with this Ten of Pentacles right here, and you have great visions that you want to carry out for the future with this Ten of Wands in reverse over here. Problem is, for some reason, you may feel like there's nowhere for you to carry out these plans. You may feel too ambitious for where you come from, or for where you are going, or from where you like currently live at. And this is a feeling like I don't belong here. So some of you guys may definitely be moving with this Three of Wands in reverse over here. There's a lot of frustration though that's also coming from this Three of Wands in reverse, and even the Six of Cups, because you've had this vision or feeling of who you are meant to become or what you are meant to do since you were a child, but your current environment is not suited or ready for you. So let's say, for example, like you were always a gifted swimmer, but growing up your parents couldn't maybe afford to get you like good swimming lessons or get you into the right school with a good swim team or swim program or something like that. So you missed out on opportunities growing up. Or you may see it as though, I should have been in the Olympics by now. I could have been in the Olympics and won medals and been this decorated swimmer, but it's like your environment wasn't ready for you. It's like you see it as though, why did the universe send me here with this particular gift if my environment or my parents weren't equipped to help me realize those dreams or to help me own my skills? So you have a strong sense that you should be further along than you are right now with the Three of Wands in reverse and this Ten of Wands in reverse as well, because you've been aware of some sort of gift or talent from a very young age. And this was an interest that you had that nobody had to facilitate or nurture. Going back to that example, you were always drawn to the water or swimming, but it's like you were too gifted or too smart for your environment is how you may see it. It's this feeling of life, my parents or my family or my neighborhood or environment, the world was not ready for me. So you may wonder if you got here too soon or too late. There could be a lot of a focus on time right now in your life, but there was no mistake made, pile 2. The universe and you yourself are too intelligent to make that type of error. At this point, you could be reconnecting to this natural talent that you shelved for a while or maybe gave up on in the past, or you could be cultivating a whole new skill, practice, or dream. But your starseed family or energy is highlighting a very rich amount of experience that you have under your belt now with this 10 of Pentacles over here. You have some really invaluable experience. And you can pull from these different experiences in terms of creating a new space. Somewhere as well, you may have developed a really good work ethic. You may have started working at a very young age, and your work ethic is going to carry you through, for sure. Because it's where a lot of people can't keep up. But that's just something that's very inherent for you, is to just have good work ethic and just to keep applying yourself over and over and over again every single day. That's going to pay off for you. There's a lot of full energy that I can also feel in your pile 2. You're meant to follow this new passion. If you have connected to a new goal or a vision or a dream lately, it's because you were meant to. Some of you have gifted children that you see, or you maybe sense the same drive. You maybe sense the same drive or passion that you had in them for like a past vision, and you're being told to encourage your own children in that, in whatever their passions are, and to keep helping them build confidence in this gift of theirs. It's like this dream transferred over to them vibrationally, possibly. So for those of you without kids, this is a more metaphorical thing where maybe you've given birth or will soon to a brand new intention, and it's going to be important to handle this dream with the same amount of passion, excitement, and hope that you had when you were like a child, or back when you used to feel invincible going after something, like you could be anything and do anything. Your inner child that didn't get to see a certain vision manifest will help materialize this new passion with the 10 of Pentacles. And it will even bring a lot of old and new blessings, financial windfall with the 10 of Pentacles. Do not let this passion become a memory. It is meant to come to life. And some of you are even meant to pass the torch in some way to your kids or the next generation, where they can expand on the work that you've done even further with the 10 of Pentacles. So this could be your own family, or children that take over like a family business, for instance. Or this could be like a scientific discovery that the next generation of scientists build off of. But whatever this is, it's meant to expand and grow. And you may have a white aura as well most of the time, pile 2, and you may prefer to work alone. If so, you could be an Andromedan starseed, is what's kind of coming through. You could have a white, maybe even a green aura. I'm kind of seeing like a light pale green aura that almost looks white or maybe even golden. Colors, I'm seeing colors with you. So you for sure, you may be very gifted with clairvoyant abilities. You may easily see auras on people, even around animals for some reason that just came through. You may even be able to see vibrational discrepancies. I don't know why I just described it that way, but you may see like vibrational issues in people's bodies. You may be able to see someone and be like, oh my God, something's wrong with their heart or their liver or their lungs. So it's like you have this mediumship ability when it comes to health as well. So some of you guys may even get into starting a holistic practice with this 10 of Pentacles I just saw. Some sort of maybe healing or holistic practice. Yeah, your clairvoyant abilities are on point, because it's a lot of stuff I'm seeing with you, and this hasn't happened in any of the other piles today. I've already recorded a few. Actually ended up recording pile 4 first, for I don't know why, but I did. And so I've already recorded a few of the piles, and it's like I wasn't seeing anything as clearly. Now, one of the other piles had something physical happen while I was doing that reading, and so it was like their pile was a lot more like physical when it came to their spiritual abilities. Yours is so visual. Your dreams may be very like vivid as well. Visions that you have during meditation. You're also going to be the type that really greatly benefits from vision boards and stuff like that. I don't know if some of you guys have tried is not hallucination. What is that called? Hypnotization, hypnotherapy. Some of you guys have tried that or are thinking about trying that. That's it. There's nothing more to say about that. It's just that was the only tidbit that came through, is that you guys may be open to trying it, thinking about trying it, or have tried it. So I guess just take whatever that means for you personally there. Green is a power color for you. Pile 1, or I'm sorry, pile 2, in terms of manifesting prosperity, finances, more success. Green is going to be a power color for you. It is for a lot of people, but there's a strong relation to green. Maybe you guys have a lot of earth energy in your chart. If you have a child or children, they could have a lot of, one of your kids or your child could have a lot of earth energy in their chart as well. It's kind of like a lot of earth energy, like Gaia energy coming through for you. Let's get some oracle cards, see what else we're seeing for you, pile 2. Any additional messages I may have missed out on, or anything that your Starseed family wants to talk about. We have here surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. Wow. There's something very, like maybe that has to do with that green color I was saying, as well as to the when I first started your reading, I kind of saw orange, which could have been talking about your sacral chakra. Venus energy can have a lot to do with the sacral chakra, because the sacral chakra is all about pleasure, experiencing pleasure. It's also about emotion, intuition, and instincts to a degree. But then we have like 2 people here. They might be a couple. Is that Jupiter? Yeah. So this could even have something to do with you having very strong Venus energy. So maybe you have very strong Taurus, 2nd house, Libra, or 7th house energy in your chart. Let's get some other cards. Surrender to the sweetness, though. So there's some sweetness trying to come into your life with this oracle card right here. There's some sweetness trying to come into your life when it comes to, I feel like some of you guys are like past due on pleasantries or pleasure or like fun or Venusian energy. I feel like you guys are late bloomers when it comes to that. Like maybe the first, like I said, some of you guys, you started working young. So maybe you took on responsibilities at a very young age. And it's like maybe now you're trying to get to the place to where you're having more fun in life. Cause it's like you might not even be 30 yet, and it's like it's already time for you to retire because you've just been working for so long and you really pushed yourself at an early age. Yeah, because you were the one with the crazy work ethic. We also have here called Soul Gifts and Training. It is time to step up. Some of you guys have, this is some sort of a spiritual business some of you guys are getting into with the 10 of Pentacles. You could be like, what are they called? I always laugh whenever I hear this term because it just sounds funny to me. What is it called? A spiritual influencer. You could be like in a spiritual influencing maybe with the 10 of Pentacles right here. But you guys definitely have some sort of a leader role that you're either starting to step into or you're being called to step into it. It could be when it comes to starting some sort of a spiritual practice or a business. Underneath the deck for you, we have exactly double mission. Lightworker, Starseed, serve the world by being you. Yeah, exactly. That's the spiritual practice that you guys are being called to do, is to really just be you, to express yourself, express your own thoughts, your own theories, your own ideas, and to talk about the different experiences that you've had in your life, the different ways that you have transcended and enlightened yourself in life. That is going to be very inspirational for a lot of other people. It's going to wake something up in a lot of other people. For both of your Wands cards to come out in reverse, you were literally sent here to wake other people up, to wake that fire, that spirit, that life up inside of them, which Venusian energy can kind of talk about. Because Venusian energy, as well, as beautiful as she is, if you really look into the planet Venus, there's a reason that Venus and Lucifer or Satan were always like so closely tied together. Because planet Earth, it tilts at like 23 degrees. Then you've got a planet like Uranus that has this horizontal tilt, is tilted at like 98 degrees. Then you have Venus that's tilted at like almost 200 degrees or something crazy. So basically Venus is the polar opposite to planet Earth. So on planet Earth, we watch the sun rise in the east and set in the west. On planet Venus, the sun rises in the west and it sets in the east. Everything is opposite on planet Venus. So in a lot of ways, Venusian energy, as beautiful as she is and tempting as she is, she rules illusion as well. Getting kind of lost in the sauce, Venus can kind of rule as well. And so I feel as though these are the very people that you are awakening, or you're helping them escape their own illusion or disillusionment. You're helping them kind of come out of that, or wake up from that. Out of that blue pill syndrome that they've been in. They've been in like a blue pill coma. And these are the very people you're going to be talking to and relating to when it comes to the spiritual practice or spiritual business. There's some way, somehow, you're making money off of a spiritual practice with this 10 of Pentacles. It just feels it. It feels like that a lot for me. Oh, no, let me get these cards over here. Let's also get some additional cards when it comes to other energies and planets in the cosmos, in the universe. Okay, so this is the Star Mother Asterope, and this is love. The Universal Mother loves and supports me totally. You guys also have some cosmic divine feminine energy. Where you guys are from, it may be very like it may be like a lot of like divine feminine energy, whatever sort of constellation or star system that you're from. But there's also this divine feminine presence that's very strong in your life right now, or is lending you maybe even a lot of like creativity or a lot of ideas. She may even be the reason that you had these healing gifts and these healing abilities. You were the pile where I said some of you guys can actually see what's wrong with someone physically. Like if they're sick or something, you may be able to see that. This is that Star Mother. You're getting a lot of abilities and gifts from her, and this may be why you feel called to open up this spiritual practice, because you just have these natural healing abilities, or this natural healing element to you, where you can pinpoint what is wrong with someone and then actually work on healing that thing. Reiki could be another thing for you guys. Working with your hands. Maybe you guys are the ones that's going to be working within hypnotherapy, maybe even hypnotizing other people. You guys may be very gifted at hypnotizing other people. It was, oh, Venus energy. That's why I kept seeing, that's why I saw hypnotherapy or getting hypnotized, because I didn't know what that tied into. Venus energy, she's the exact opposite. Oh, okay. So it's people that have been... It's people that are stuck in some sort of it's like a hypnotized reality that you're going to be waking people out of. But this may also be why you're gifted at hypnotizing people. Okay, so we have here the morning star. Radiance, Electra, I shoot for the stars. Radiance is my birthright. Okay, so you guys are really serious about, some of you guys are really serious about opening up a spiritual practice. You already knew that this was your calling. You already knew that this was something that you had to do. You see how it's like this, like a warrior on this card? This is something that you're very like passionate about, or there was some sort of drive or fire put into you when it came to this 10 of Pentacles and starting this practice. Coming to other people's aid or rescue in a sense. Then we have here the Seven Sisters. Tejita, I don't know. The Seven Sisters circle. Sisterhood enriches my life. Something about this circle, though, is calling to protection. So, and then we have sisterhood. So even you guys are protected by this feminine energy. There's feminine energies around you that is lending you a lot of creativity, fertility, support, gifts, as well as even protection. I can kind of actually hear them with the Seven Sisters. Is the Seven Sisters the one that's the Pleiadian, related to the Pleiadian constellation? I can't remember for sure if it's them, or is it them? I don't know. But again, more of that divine feminine presence in your life. And 7 may be a significant number for you. You could be a life path 7 or have a lot of 7 energy in your numerological chart, in your numerology chart. I don't know what that's called, but in your number chart, your you may have 7 may be very prominent. Sisterhood enriches my life. I even hear them though. Like they have a very rhythmic, harmonic. You guys are good at hypnotizing people. I don't know if you're getting into the art of hypnotizing people or if it's just your energy, the way you talk. It could be the sound of your voice. It could be your touch. There's something about you that's extremely hypnotizing. We also have here the aquamarine star. Oh, some of you guys may have strong Aquarius energy. It says expression. I express my intuition with self-confidence and love. Okay, so go into this with confidence, and make sure that you're listening to your intuition with some confidence too. Have some faith in your intuition. Have some faith in your intuition, pile 2. Yes, pile 2, because it's right. It's right on the money. There's a reason that you're feeling called. Some of you guys even feel like you have 2 different missions with this double mission card coming out right here as well. Some of you guys are a light worker as well as a starseed. Well, I think a light worker might be a starseed. But some of you guys may feel like you have 2 different missions. Underneath the deck, we have Maya, the ruby star, flow. I embody my authentic and sensual essence. Again, with this divine feminine presence in your life. Oh, ooh, oh my God, on my clock, guess what I just saw? 2222. 4 2s? Are you kidding me? So that means for some of my, and you're pile 2. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So some of you guys, this was the year 2022 that some major gift may have gotten activated, or you may have become a lot more aware of this gift. You may have started using it a lot more. There's something about even your ability to hypnotize the elements or to hypnotize energy. I don't know. You got a lot of feminine energy around you, so you can hypnotize the hell out of anything you want. Let's see what energies you're supposed to be anchoring here in the physical realm. Why it is that your soul came here as a starseed. What mission it may have had. Let's see, we have, very first one is reclaim. There's something here to reclaim for you, pile 2. There's something here that you're working to reclaim, trying to reclaim. We do have the 6 of Cups for you, which can indicate something of the past. So you may be trying to reclaim something from the past. There's something that from a past life that you feel as though you lost. We also have here synchronicity. Watch out for the synchronicities happening around you right now, because they're very powerful. And then we have imagination. So again, this is that third eye coming through for you. Your third eye chakra is strong. Your spiritual eye is very aware and awake, and it's like looking at everything. Some of you guys may have some very strong like Greek or Roman ancestry in your life. Or maybe you just love that time period. You may have had a past life in ancient Rome or ancient Greece. Because this figure, this warrior figure on this card is really standing out for me. And then he also kind of reminds me of Hermes. So there could be a connection there to maybe Jehudi if you're more into like Cometian mythology. Underneath the deck here we have birth. So this is what you were meant to birth. You were meant to give birth to this idea. But you guys, like I was saying earlier, you may have needed this amount of experience before you were able to fully birth whatever this calling is that you have, that you've been feeling in your life. This may have been the year for you, 2022, may have been the year for you where you actually were able to bring this this goal or this aspiration to life and really start working towards it. Because like I said, it's like there's a timing issue here too, where some of you guys are, or maybe you were upset, you feel like things should have happened sooner and they didn't, and that was for a very specific reason. There was a lot of spiritual knowledge and wisdom that you had to gain first. You got all that. You got all the experience. Life was your teacher, pile 2, 10 of Pentacles. And let's see, let's get one final card here. Final message from your Starseed family. Anything that they want to say to you? Okay, that was fast. Hold on. So it says dolphin play. So you guys may be very, very connected to dolphins. Very connected to dolphins. And then, hold on, let me think. There is one starseed or constellation in general that actually has a lot to do with dolphins. Underneath the deck, though, we have transmission for you. But I'm going to read dolphin play out of the book. I believe it's Sirius is the one that's very connected to dolphins. Or no, it's one of the stars in the Sirius star system. Because there's I think there's two Sirius stars. I think there's Sirius A and Sirius B. One of them is like a water planet. And it has a lot of different water animals and water life on it. And that could be where you're from. But do a little research if you're interested in Sirius A, Sirius B energy, and see if one of those energies really resonate with you. So dolphin play here says, pile 2, loosen up, unwind, and allow for the playfulness of the dolphin spirits to embrace your spirit, entering your waters through the gateways of Sirius A. These dolphin representatives have been on Earth to embed the frequencies of joy and unconditional love. That's that Venus energy for all on your planet to receive. Their work on your water world is indeed priceless, and we, the Pleiadians, hold them in the highest regards for their commitment and sacrifice to ensuring the harmony of your Earth. Like the dolphins of Sirius A. Oh, it's Sirius A. Okay, Sirius A is the one. It says, like the dolphins of Sirius A, joy is our innate nature and connection to all that is. We structure our societies around play, just like it says, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. It says we structure our societies around play, with our young ones being brought into free-range educational systems that give a child the unlimited space to find their true soul purpose. It seems on Earth that many of the educational systems operate in an opposite spectrum, with these institutions imposing a worldview onto the child that cuts one from their true soul gifts. Fortunately, this can be rewired, but it often takes the illogical path of dedicating time to play. Let us share with you all on the wonderful medicine that is play. It brings you to the present moment, enhances creativity, intelligence, produces laughter, which leads to a healthy immune system, relaxes the spirit, takes you out of scheduling, expands your awareness, and opens you all into the heart field of multidimensionality. That may be why that double mission card came out as well. It says, as this is a universe of paradox, we need you all to get serious about play. When the dolphin play card arrives, it is a clear message that your soul is in need of play. Prioritize any actions that bring you the greatest sense of happiness and joy. Observe how your dedication to play removes all emotional blocks and cleanses your mind, body, and spirit while rejuvenating your outlook on life. The dolphins are calling, and it is time for play. The additional meanings are inner child, freedom, expression, letting loose, silliness. The exercise here says take out a list and write the first 3 things that come to your mind on how to infuse more play into your life. Once this list is created, hang it on your wall, create leaflets, and remind yourself every day on how to play more. Okay, yeah, because you guys are a very colorful being in the first place, and I think this may be why the Venus star came out for you, as well as double mission, just trying to remind you to also incorporate play into your life, because one of the first things I picked up about you is you're very ambitious. You have this goal you're trying to get to in life, and you're a very hard worker with this 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, you guys were the ones where I picked up that you may have started working very young or taken on a lot of responsibility at a young age. Yeah, I did say you might not even be 30 yet and you're just ready to retire. Yes, okay, because you're ready to get to more fun. And this may be why you guys are feeling more called to get into this more spiritual practice, or this holistic practice or something like that, offering your services to help relieve people out of their responsibilities and that blue pill coma that they're in. Where you guys are just awakening the fire spirit and life in other people so they can actually live and experience their life and not just exist and just get through the day and, day to day, just going to work and coming back and then doing it all over again. So it's like you guys are trying to awaken maybe that Venusian energy in people, or that more playful, youthful energy in people. Oh yeah, we also have aquamarine. So there has a lot to do with the ocean for you guys. You may love the ocean. Yeah, water may be another significant thing for you guys as well, which may be why I saw your sacral chakra in the beginning of this. Because that is the chakra that deals with the water element. Maybe that's what the reclaim card is as well. It's just you guys reclaiming this Venusian part of your energy, or the fun part of life that maybe you got called away from, or maybe you got pulled away from because you had other things to take care of. But this is what you guys are reclaiming. And you're doing it in a way where you're attracting more of this pleasure and fun and joy into your life with all this divine feminine energy showing up for you. It's very, very strong. But yeah, you guys, this is all that I'm saying for you, pile 2. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, your Starseed family, my Starseed family, our higher self and amazing spirit for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, please stay safe, healthy, blessed, and to keep conquering the world. Bye, you guys. Hello, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. So we are starting off with your tarot cards, and then I'm going to be pulling some additional oracle cards on camera to receive some information, news, encouragement, enlightenment, wisdom, whatever it is that your Starseed family may be trying to send to you at this time, or may have been trying to communicate to you for all this time. So we're going to be looking into that. I'm just going to allow them to sort of take over your reading, and whatever they want to bring up to just sort of bring up, because I wasn't led to ask any sort of specific questions. So yeah, I'm just sort of getting out of the way, acting as a medium, and we're tapping into your Starseed family. So let's get started. Pile 3. Very first card that we have for you is Judgment. Then we have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups in reverse coming out for you. There's another pile that the Ten of Cups came out for as well that you may have been drawn to. Then we have here the Sacred Clown, otherwise known as the Fool. I love this Fool card. And then we have the Nine of Swords. Okay. So pile 3, it's interesting because I'm seeing a lot of numbers with you, with your pile specifically. It's like I'm seeing your energy in like the form of numbers. It's really odd because I've never experienced that up until right now. I've never seen someone's energy come through in like code like that. So yeah, but I see a lot of numbers. So some of you may love math or are naturally gifted in the science of math, maybe even shapes and like geometry. And that's actually even a gift from your starseed origins. So you may also be gifted with languages too, for some reason it's coming through. So you could have strong Mercury energy, Gemini, Sagittarius energy. But yeah, you may also be a Lyrian starseed or an Orion starseed as well. Betelgeuse, the star, may be a very intriguing cosmic object to you. You may have done a lot of research about the star Betelgeuse, and if you know, you know. But basically, it's a very bright star, considered a red supergiant that is nearing the end of its life. So, and the crazy thing about Betelgeuse is like, I think it's only like 10 million years old or something like that, which is an extremely young star. But it's nearing the end of its life at such an early stage because it's so much bigger than our sun. So basically, like if Betelgeuse was in our solar system, they say that it would extend beyond like Mars's orbit, maybe even touching Jupiter from where our sun sits. And this is why it's nearing the end of its life at such a young age, or so few years, because it's so massive in size, whereas our sun is billions of years old and is only halfway through its projected life cycle. So you may have, like I said, a lot of Gemini or third house energy in your chart. Mercury could also be your chart ruler, because it's like you love to learn is what I'm picking up. You possess a lot of knowledge with this Judgment card right here. And this came from the civilization that your light body was produced at, or it originated from. And Lyran starseeds are extremely ancient beings. I think have I been saying Lyrian or Lyran? I don't know. Anyways, what I mean is Lyran, Lyra, I believe is how you spell it. If you don't know too much about that area in the sky or that star system, do a little bit of research to see how much you resonate with it, because you may resonate with it a lot. But yeah, Lyran starseeds, they are like very ancient beings, and they're almost like mythological at this point in human history. And that feels very on par with your energy as well, especially with this Ten of Cups in reverse right here, that is detailing this like idea or feeling that you may not be able to go back home, or you don't have a home to return to in the universe, or like you don't have just one place that you're from in the universe. So you're like a child of the universe, almost like you're a cosmic nomad. So you may not be a traditional person. You may prefer to be uninhibited by your job or where you live. That may be why I saw a lot of Sagittarius energy for you. And we see that also as well with the Sacred Clown here. Ten of Cups in reverse is again saying like, I don't belong to anyone or anything. Like it's like you have to be free or feel free. Some of you are, like I said, possibly a Sagittarius sun, moon, or rising, either in tropical or Vedic, doesn't matter which timing system you use. But you could have some strong Sagittarius, Gemini, third house, ninth house energy. And like I said, where if you're from the Lyran star civilization place, these are extremely ancient beings. This would make you extremely ancient or archaic. And like I said, you may be a very like untraditional person where you just prefer to be free. You prefer to be uninhibited by your job, where you live. You need to feel free here on earth with the Fool card here. And this is largely has to do with your soul or your light body also not claiming one place in the observable universe. You may not feel like Earth is your home either. So some of my pile threes, what's interesting is that you may not actually feel like an old soul though. And this is mainly because of how old your soul or civilization actually is. It happened so long ago. And so it's like you've got quite a bit of creative freedom, because it's like your purpose is very free or vague, and that may be frustrating for you with this Fool card, who is like walking amongst these like traps on the ground, these like little things on the ground. And then we have here Judgment is saying that you completed some sort of earth mission or soul purpose in your most recent past life. But this Nine of Swords over here that showed up for you, and the Fool card is definitely telling me that you are searching for something, pile three. You're definitely searching for something. Your soul feels this extended or insatiable call somewhere that you can't pinpoint. And like I said, this is because where you come from is so old that it's almost like a myth. You know how like Atlantis is like a myth on planet Earth? It's like it happened so long ago that the lines between fact and fiction are very blurred when it comes to like Atlantean culture and civilization and stuff like that. Until we get like that hard concrete proof or like evidence that it actually was a thing, it's always going to have this air of like myth around it, or like legend around it, like it's not even real. So, or like fantasy around it almost. And I feel like that's what is happening with your starseed origins. Like you come from such a place that's so old that this is why you may not feel like you have a home in the universe. This is why you may even feel like a young soul here, because it's like you can't sense where you're from, where you originated from anymore. So that could be something that some of my pile threes have dealt with or seen or felt at some point in your life, in your incarnation here on earth. Your soul feels this extended, like I said, call, insatiable call somewhere that you can't necessarily pinpoint. And a lot of it does tie back to your light body being so old, or having incarnated so long ago that it's like a very distant dream, like a fever dream. You may be looking for the beginning with the Fool card right here. That may be why I'm picking up so much Sagittarius energy, because Sagittarius, that constellation in our sky, it points to the center of the Milky Way galaxy, our galaxy. So Sagittarius is the wanderer. Sagittarius is filled with wanderlust because it knows its way back home. It's pointing towards its origin of home. It knows its way back home. So it's more interested in traveling and exploring and discovering new things and experiencing new things and fresh energy and experiences. So that may be why Sagittarius keeps coming up for you, or for me when it comes to your energy here. I keep sensing Sagittarius, but yeah, you may be looking for the beginning with the Fool card. And even in your earthly incarnation, you may notice that it's very difficult for you to put the pieces together of your own family tree or your own family history. For you may have a lot of questions about where your family comes from. You may be on a journey right now to answering a lot of questions about your family's lineage and where your family comes from and all this other stuff. So you may be very interested right now even in answering a lot of questions like that. Or you may have a child that's been asking you a lot of questions about where do we come from, like who is our great so-and-so, and maybe this has sort of spurred this interest in you where you're really wanting to answer that. You may also study or have a lot of knowledge on the Akashic records and what it contains, or a lot of the information that comes through to you through like your dream and your meditative state is actually being pulled from the Akashic records, which is kind of like this conscious catalog of every single experience that's ever been had. And so pile 3 as well, don't take this and run with it. Please sit with what I'm about to say and see if it feels resonant for you. But the reason that you have got this like broad incarnation this time around is because you are supposed to share the knowledge that you have in some way with other people. So it's like these ideas, these thoughts, theories, and knowledge that you've accumulated is very vast. And there's a reason that you veer off topic or off subject. There's a reason you may have knowledge about a lot of different subjects and a lot of different things. And this has been gathered over time. And this incarnation, you've been given a lot of creative freedom in terms of putting this knowledge out there in some way. Mercurial energy may be very prominent in your life. You may be like, people may describe you as hyper. When you were younger, you may have been diagnosed with like ADD, ADHD, but it's just you have a very active mind and it's able to like explore so many different things. So you may have a lot of air energy in your chart, or again, like Sagittarius energy, which in my opinion, Sagittarius is one of the signs that really represents consciousness, in my opinion. It just goes hand in hand to me with how wise Sagittarius is and how seasoned and how evolved and how well traveled and how knowledgeable it is. Like I said, you've been given a lot of creative freedom in terms of how you want to put this knowledge out there. And I think that's why I was picking up on that Gemini and Mercury energy for you, whether it's prevalent in your chart or not. But Gemini is a sign of the twins, and the sign of the twins is all about passing or sharing information and knowledge back and forth. And it's a calling for Gemini that feels just as, when it comes to sharing information, this is a calling or a purpose or a mission for Gemini that feels just as natural as their beating heart. So it's like you're looking for direction. You are looking for a purpose or mission to tell you where to go, like how mass tells space how to move. Some of you guys, you're going to get very gifted, or you already are very gifted at being able to tell people about their past lives, what they may have experienced, what they may have done. You can also see karmically into people, so you can see people's karma. You can see how they need to heal their karma. You can see also as well what has traveled down people's family lines with this 10 of Cups in reverse, 9 of Swords, why it is that people have inherited certain energies, mindsets, certain karmic traits. So there's like it's like you're able to sort of view or visualize or see karma and understand it to the point. That's why maybe the Akashic records came through for you. Yeah, it's like you have this like knowing of people's maybe karma or their past lives and what they need to work through in this life, or what they need to heal or balance in this life. But I sense it's like you're looking for a direction, maybe for a purpose or a mission to tell you where to go. and you're waiting to hear the specific instruction about what to do next. And it could be stressful for some of my pile threes with this Nine of Swords, because you are used to walking this straight and narrow path with Fool here for so many incarnations that you can still feel or sense a need for a specific road or path to walk. Like how I said, all these traps around the Fool right here, it's like he can only walk this way, because if he steps too far to the right or too far to the left, he's going to get his ass ate up by one of these traps down here. And that's just on period. So he's like, he's very serious about maintaining a certain path and not veering off and not straying too far. But you pass judgment at some point in the past, and the universe with judgment here says you've acquired enough knowledge and experience to where the universe trusts you to like write that book or share that knowledge or start that podcast or that website or that business, or go get more educated in this field. So every great mind from human history at the time that they were here were considered eccentric, crazy, outlandish, because they were so revolutionary. And it took decades, sometimes centuries, for the human race to recognize their genius. And you may feel worried a little bit, pile three, about if people will hear you and be able to understand you or believe you. And don't worry about making your knowledge digestible for everyone. If the three initiates who wrote the Kybalion worried about making sure everyone could understand that literature, then they would have totally missed their mark. And we wouldn't have the Kybalion that we do today. And it's like your soul is literally saying, the girlies that get it will get it, pile three. So don't worry about anything else. Have more faith and confidence in your own inner knowledge and your own inner knowing, because there's a reason that there's just certain things that make sense to you or that you've always known. And there's a reason for that for sure. Oh my God, wait, there's like geometry. There's like geometrical shapes up here in the clown card. I'm just now noticing that. Holy hell. That's why this is, you guys can literally see people's soul path. You can see their karma, because it's like their karma is like a science. Like people's karma is like a math problem. It's like because of A and B plus C, it equals D. And this is why you're able to see people's stuff like this. Okay, let's get some oracle cards for you. See what additional messages want to come through from your light body, your starseed energy. I keep shuffling because none of those flipped over. Okay, so we have the golden children. We have the golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. Yeah, you guys have some like really rare gifts. Like I said, I've never seen anybody's energy or aura come through to me in the form of numbers. So that was really interesting. Yeah, that definitely set up your reading for me, where I was just like, I ain't never seen this type of like spiritual ability before. So definitely rare gifts, the golden children. So this is also saying that like you came here with a very specific group. Your aura may be gold for the golden children to come out. Yeah. We also have here perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. Yeah, this is like a one-stop shop for you. Or not even a one-stop shop, but it's just like Earth is... It's like you're passing through. Like, you don't have ties to anywhere. Look at how far away Earth looks in this card. It looks so small. It's like it's not... It's like it's not the main goal for you or something. Whereas other souls, it's like... Maybe Earth was a really big deal for them, or maybe it was like a really big focus or a really big mission here for them. For you, it's more so almost like in passing. Then we have here Star Family. You're part of a team of souls. Call in support. Yeah, you're part of this team of souls here that share extremely rare gifts, like gifts that maybe we don't even necessarily understand yet. Let's see what's underneath the deck for you. Pile 3, we have Inner Earth. You will survive this. New solutions and beginnings, just like the Fool card down here. New solutions and beginnings. Inner Earth. So this is even you. So your home is more so inwards for this to say inner Earth, because Earth in astrology, it definitely represents like the current incarnation, present time. It can represent our home or a feeling of home to some degree, because Earth element has to do with the physical realm. So for sure, you may not feel like there's any particular place in the universe that you belong to, because there's a sense of home within the self that you're very, very connected to, which is how you're able to feel like a new soul every time you incarnate with the sacred clown, this Fool card right here. Let's get some additional messages from some other stars throughout the cosmos. And we have Asterope, I believe. Asterope, the star daughters. Dance. I dance, sing, and play with my sisters at sunset. Something is also up with your solar energy then too, because we have a sun in this card in the Sacred Clown. We have a sun in this card, the Golden Children. And then it says here, I dance, sing, and play with my sisters at sunset. So there's this, okay, you see how... And then it says here, the star daughters, and then we have star family. You guys see how they're like walking away, but they're all holding hands together. The thing that's interesting about this to me is they say like, I dancing and play with my sisters at sunset. So I feel like pile 3, this is kind of saying, only take it if it resonates, but I feel like what this is saying is like, I'm going to return home once like all of this is over. I don't know where the hell you come from, pile 3, but it's like somewhere really distant, because you don't go back home at the end of every incarnation like most souls. It's like you're not going to get to truly go home until you're completely done incarnating or something like that. You have to wait for the sun to set. That's interesting. Let's get another one. Oh, and as well as too with the star daughters right here. These are they kind of look like the Seven Sisters a little bit, which the Pleiades constellation is sometimes referred to as the Seven Sisters. So the Pleiadian starseeds or the Pleiadian constellation, you may really resonate with. And then we have here Ecopius, the seer, visionary, and this is Alicona, I don't know. Eopius, the seer, visionary. I chart the stars, the signs, and symbols to craft magic. And it says I chart the stars, signs, and symbols to craft magic. You guys, there's something up with geometry, numbers, and you. I chart the stars, and it's like you use them to like as a way to chart your journey, your soul's journey. I believe this could be a crow, possibly a raven, so that may be very significant for you as well. I don't know what this is here. It kind of looks like antlers. I don't know. Maybe you guys can pick up on that a little bit more. And visionary is also saying for me, like, this is confirmation that you guys can see people's karma. You can chart their soul's movement and their vibration throughout every incarnation that they live and experience. Some of you guys are natural astrologers as well. For this to say, I chart the stars, signs, and symbols to craft magic. Some of you guys, you work with the stars, you work with astrology when it comes to manifesting, speaking things into existence, setting intentions, stuff like that. Underneath the deck here, we have got Electra, goddess of balance, equality. I create and foster reciprocal relationships. This could be another thing that you guys are experiencing right now, is fostering different types of relationships, different connections. And this could be the physical connections and physical relationships that you have in your life, or it could even be with other types of entities like energy, spirits, aliens, UFOs, different types of stuff like that. So you guys may be into trying to connect to other forms of life in the universe. And that may kind of be one of those rare gifts of yours too. Let's see what energies you were sent here to ground or anchor into the 3D realm. Hold on. Okay. All right, let's see. We've got compassion. We have surrender. Underneath the deck, we have vitality, just like the sun. The sun must mean something for you guys. Then we have here empowerment. Something about your knowledge could help empower other people. Pile 3. Wait, one other one fell. We also have here joy. Very solar energy, sun energy. So these are the energies that you came here to kind of cement, is joy, surrender, empowerment, and vitality. The empowerment card definitely feels a lot like judgment card, like where it's maybe you sort of empower people to make their own decisions or choices in life or something like that with whatever it is, sort of possible spiritual knowledge that you're supposed to pass on or in some way document in your incarnation. Some of you guys may be authors, you may be writing a book, you may be writing down a lot of different spiritual sort of knowledge and stuff that you've been getting. Vitality and joy, they feel the same to me. And they also feel very connected to the Sacred Clown Full card right here, where it's like a lot of your joy and your life force energy and your vitality comes from these new experiences and really taking on maybe new skills or new things to learn or learning more knowledge and being and learning more information. There's something where it's like the searching for information, looking for this information. It feels very, it's like it gives you life or something. And then we have here surrender. Surrender is really, for me, tied into your 9 of Swords card right here. Or some of you guys are at the point now to where you're ready to kind of surrender to your uniqueness. You're ready to surrender to how different you are. You're ready to surrender to your path. You're ready to surrender to your calling. You're ready to surrender to your gifts. You're ready to surrender to as well. Some of you guys, you may not have like enjoyed your gifts in this incarnation. You may have been scared at them at one point or time with the 9 of Swords right here. Maybe they could have even kept you up at night. You could have just heard so many messages. Maybe some of you guys are a medium and you would get visited by a lot of spirits and stuff like that. And it could have been something that was very difficult to live with for some time, but you're finally really surrendering to that. And there's something about it that instead of it sort of taking your peace away or taking a night's rest away from you, it's something about that that's going to give you life. It's going to give you energy. It's going to empower you. It's going to give you vitality, joy as well. Maybe you end up developing even more compassion for certain energies and entities out here. Because I feel like y'all are my pile where you've seen something with this 9 of Swords. Maybe you guys have seen a gray before or a reptilian type of person or maybe a demonic type energy. Y'all may have seen something where it's like you kind of, you know what's out here. Like, you know it's not all like rainbows and sunshine, depending on how you look at it. And so some of you guys have like had certain experiences or you've seen things where you kind of seen maybe the dark and the bright sides of spirituality. Okay, we have underneath the deck here, we have universal heart. Look at these geometric shapes up here. I'm trying to see if that's in every card. No, it is not. It's not in every card. Like I was saying, there is something. No, it's not. It's literally just this card. Shapes. There's something with shapes. Metatron's cube may be something that you guys are use a lot. And then we have crystalline grids. Grids, patterns, shapes. I don't know. There's something up with this. Okay, so I'm going to read this out of the book. Hold on. Crystalline grids here says, in the depths of your earth exists a grand nervous system of crystalline grids that crisscross throughout all the planet to intersect in sacred sites where sensitive souls and ancient ones of past would gravitate towards to build pyramids and temples of worship. As these grids keep the stability of your earth alive, they also serve as a living library of the earth's songs. Like I was saying, you guys are like a catalog of conscious information with the Akashic records really coming through for you. But it says here, they also serve as a living library of the earth's songs, wisdom, and her universal cosmic knowledge. Exactly, that's the Akashic records. It says here, known as song lines by the original peoples of modern day Australia, these crystalline grids act as a fiber optic cables that distribute their sound frequencies of wisdom throughout your entire planet, similar to how your nervous system guides the intelligence of your body. Indeed, your planet is alive, and when you approach her with an open heart and mind, she shares the information with any open-hearted, sincere seeker. Oh, just like we have universal heart underneath the deck for you. Yes. And then it says the crystalline grids card arrives when the new earth codes planned for the future earth seek to make a connection with yourself, make a dedication to connect with the earth, and begin a practice to receive and exchange precious information via her codes. Like I said, you guys are meant to take this information and put it out there somehow, but you have a lot of creative freedom with how you choose to distribute this information for sure. But you guys are totally tapping into some sort of information. It says make a dedication to connect with the earth and begin a practice to receive and exchange precious information via her codes. When one becomes attuned to the crystalline grids, they begin to open into her songs, visions, and stories that she is seeking to birth throughout all her earth children. These inspirations bring deep satisfaction to one's life and guide the hue on a more purposely driven path. Awakenings and downloads begin to present themselves here, and one naturally serves a new earth with sparks of inspiration and vision. Now is an ideal time to follow your intuition to locations that call your soul, whether far or near. Like I was saying, there's something about this earth and this perspective card that seems far away. And there's a lot of Sagittarius energy for you coming through, which is a sign of like travel and foreign nations and foreign people and stuff like that. Crisscrossing information with Gemini, the twins, passing along information. There's something that you're meant to do with that. It says now is an ideal time to follow your intuition to locations that call your soul, whether far or near. The songs of earth are magnetizing you to meridian points to serve your future self and all future generations. The earth seeks to provide answers. So it's answers trying to come in through you. So the earth, Mother Earth is trying to channel answers and information through your being, which might be why she picked you. Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, she picked you specifically, Pile 3, because of the simple fact that you don't feel a calling to a home elsewhere. You can make any place your home with the Fool card right here, 10 of Cups in reverse, Judgment. That's easy for you. It says here additional meanings: time and nature, inspiration, travel, new ideas, new visions, optimism, service, joy, relocation, real estate, and ceremony. The exercise for this says call upon your higher self while your feet are firmly planted onto the floors of Mother Earth. Request to bring forth a loving light energy through your crown chakra and have it flow throughout your body into your left foot. Visualize the base of your left soul, flowing this energy deep into the depths of your planet. Track this light, and once you have felt that the sacred light has reached the song lines, crystalline grids, you might feel a sense of touching a great light. Upon this connection, request for Mother Earth to guide you and share any inspired teachings that serve you and the new earth. After you have made this request, begin to feel the light from the grids coming upwards and entering into your right soul, which is the soul for receiving. Note says it may be the opposite side of receiving, giving for yourself, so tune into your own intelligence. Simply allow this light to enter into your body and flow to wherever it needs to travel. Be still in this process, and once complete, do whatever necessary to integrate what you have received. Each time you engage in this process, there will be a different experience, just like this Fool card here. It says, so drop expectations and allow for your beautiful planet to provide you with the inspiration of the new earth codes. There's new earth codes coming. This is why I keep saying numbers with you, and it looked like a code. That was the first thing I think I said in your reading, and this is why you guys have crystalline grids, crystalline codes being downloaded into your conscious as well as even your vibration. A lot of it is coming from Mother Earth because she wants you to actually distribute this somehow. She wants you to actually do this. So Pile 3, very interesting. This is all that I'm saying for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, your Starseed family, my Starseed family, our higher selves, and amazing spirit for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, please stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, you guys. Hello, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with your tarot cards. Then I'm going to be pulling some additional oracle cards on camera just to get a different combination of like messages, energy, advice, encouragement, anything that your Starseed family and ancestors would like to tell you about or give you advice about or enlighten you on. I'm just going to sort of step out of the way and allow them to take over your reading and whatever messages that they want to come through, just allow those to come through. So let's get started. Pile number 4. I'm feeling something or picking up something within your heart chakra, pile 4, which is why I haven't flipped over your tarot cards just yet. I was trying to see if anything additional wanted to come through about that. So right away, that's a very good indication that these messages coming through could be coming from the star Sotis, otherwise known as Sirius. So you could have some sort of Syrian starseed connections here, or some sort of a life purpose or a mission that came from the Syrian starseed area. I'm also picking up Andromeda, as well as kind of this idea of being a light worker. So there's something that you may be supposed to, when it comes to different energies and frequencies, that you've been tasked with in terms of like solidifying it on planet Earth, but there's something with the heart chakra that I'm picking up here. So let's just get to your tarot card, see what we've got going on. Very first card is a 2 of Swords, but it came out in reverse. And as I'm holding these cards up, see if you guys are picking up anything as well when it comes to like sensations. Then we have here the Prince of Wands, and this is the Knight of Wands, also came out in reverse for you. Pause the video on the cards if you need to, if it's just a little bit easier for you. We also have here, oh, I thought this was the Lovers. This is the Chariot. And this Chariot is being drawn by Komodo dragons. This card was also in reverse. Sorry, I'm kind of staring at your card too, just trying to see what I can pick up. I don't know if you guys are very drawn to like crocodile symbolism or just crocodiles in general, alligators, stuff like that. If so, maybe that could also indicate some sort of like draconian or even like reptilian sort of energies, or star seeds or something like that, with those Komodo dragons being on the card. And then the final card that we have for you, also in reverse, is Princess of Wands, which is the Page of Wands. And again, this also came out for you in reverse. Is that a... Okay, there's a lot going on each of these cards, so I have to kind of look at them for a little bit, but these cards felt so significant for this reading. Okay, pile 4. So all your cards are in reverse. That kind of makes sense why I was picking up something with your heart chakra. And it's weird. Normally when I pick up something with you guys' chakras in these readings, like I can actually feel them myself. But it wasn't something I could feel. I just instantaneously knew that there was something up with the heart chakra, the heart area, something like that. So you have here the 2 of Swords in reverse, the Prince of Wands in reverse, otherwise known as the Knight of Wands in reverse, the Chariot in reverse, and the Princess of Wands in reverse, otherwise known as the Page of Wands in reverse. So pile 4, your starseed ancestors or family are talking a bit more specifically, I would say, than the other piles. All of your cards are in reverse, and each of them is talking about hesitation. Each one, from the 2 of Swords, which is like saying, for me, something that I can hear with this 2 of Swords in reverse, is like, I could have better. Maybe I could have better, or there could be better out there for me. Should I maybe wait to make this decision so I can look at all of my options first before settling on one option or one decision or one choice? There's almost this hesitation to make a decision because it's like, if I make this decision, who knows, maybe I could miss out on something better that hasn't shown up yet. So there's hesitation coming from that angle with this 2 of Swords in reverse right here. And then also even carrying over to the Knight of Wands in reverse and the Chariot in reverse and the Page of Wands in reverse. There's been this long pause or apprehension in moving forward or taking the first step towards what could be making a decision, maybe even making a decision with this 2 of Swords in reverse, maybe taking action with this Knight of Wands and the Chariot in reverse, or even learning about other options with the Page of Wands in reverse right here. So this reluctance could stem from disappointment, as well as plans getting, like something getting crossed, like maybe communication getting crossed or the plans getting crossed, or just something. This is like very Mercury retrograde type of vibes, where there's like either like a runaround possibly situation happening here, or it's like you can't get a straight answer, or the answers keep changing, the information keeps changing. It's hard to keep up with what's going on. It's very difficult to be clear about something right now. And like I said, a lot of this reluctance that I'm picking up could stem from disappointment, some sort of a disappointment. So let's just say, for example, this is just an example, that you are planning a wedding and you find this perfect location, but then something happens and it forces you to have to move the location elsewhere. So there's an idea that like the wedding could have or would have been better at that original location if things wouldn't have fallen through. I feel like there was a disappointment with something that you really wanted, and that sort of like deflated you. And it's difficult to be as excited for something now that plans have changed so much. So some of you may feel concerned with your like lack of motivation right now, with whatever that may be. This could be feeling like you're at the wrong job, or in the wrong relationship, or living the wrong life, or in the wrong body, or living in the wrong community, or the wrong space, or the wrong city, or the wrong neighborhood. It could be and will be different for each one of you, since this is a general reading, but the gist of it is there's some sort of disappointment here. And it's like maybe you thought things would be different, and somewhere along the line, someone or something became a disappointment, or they became boring, or something became predictable with this Page of Wands in reverse over here. And Page of Wands is a very passionate and determined character. They're very passionate about learning. They're motivated to learn and expand and elevate and grow and evolve. But in reverse, Page of Wands is saying there's this idea of there's nothing more to see here. There's nothing more to do here, nothing more to learn. You could be feeling this way about life in general right now. Like you are caught or stuck in a rut, or you're getting caught in the same sort of trap or cycle. You're getting caught up in the same spot or in the same place. For example, just another example that I'm throwing out here, it could be like, oh my God, I'm on like my third engagement, like, but I never actually managed to make it down the aisle, like with my person, you know, and it's like getting stuck at the engagement stage, or getting stuck at a certain area in your educational career or something like that. But it's like you could possibly be getting stuck in the same spot as well. 8 could be a very significant number for you, or the infinity symbol could be a very significant sign for you at this time. But there's something about possibly feeling stuck in a rut. Like maybe you wake up and do the same thing every day, or maybe you feel like the spark has died somewhere, or maybe like something has become too challenging or too difficult to obtain with Chariot in reverse. The fun has left the situation. The thing that drove you or motivated you has left the situation. Pile 4, if this is flipped around for you and someone has lost interest, let's say, in you, and maybe something started out like hot and passionate, fun and exciting and fast paced, and then it just went cold. So if you're on the receiving end of this and it's thrown you off or made you question if you are desirable or beautiful or deserving of this type of attention, then that's what your Starseed family doesn't like at all. There's a separate message coming through here, and it's not like a very long message, which is how I know like it's maybe meant for like only one or a few of you here. But basically, there's also this message coming through of don't mistake normalcy for stagnation. Some of you may have gotten used to like these very extreme fluctuations, these high highs and these really low lows. And now that things have stabilized, you may be feeling a sense of almost missing that, missing the chase of something, missing the pursuit of something with the Chariot in reverse, Knight of Wands and Page of Wands in reverse. You could have this idea where it's like, I kind of miss when things were exciting. And so it's like, it's also like, if that's the case, look into why your definition of excitement means fluctuating between really high and really low lows, and why maybe something that's consistent or stable or secure, maybe looking into why that bores you or doesn't interest you, because that's also trying to say something. But like I said, that's only for a few of you here possibly. So like just another example that I'm throwing out there, let's say that you got used to or that you've been in a lot of relationships that weren't necessarily healthy, and then you finally end up in a relationship that's really healthy. But there's this weird thing here with the Two of Swords in reverse that maybe you don't want to acknowledge or admit, but it's like, even though this is healthy and this is what I need, it's almost like it's not what you want, or it's almost like it's boring, or it's almost like it doesn't intrigue you or interest you as much. And there's something here that they want you to dig into when it comes to that, if that's the case for you. Like I said, that's only for a few of you here, pile 4. But going back to your original message here, if there's some sort of like spark has died somewhere, when it comes to you. So like, let's just say that someone may have like lost interest in you when this connection started out really fun and exciting and passionate. If you're on the receiving end for this and you feel as though someone stopped chasing me, or they just let me go, or they just walked away, or I haven't heard from them, or they like dipped out, there's something about that your Starseed family doesn't like at all. They don't like the way that maybe you have blamed yourself for things going cold or becoming a disappointment with this Two of Swords in reverse, which can insinuate that you are looking within to find fault, or you are wondering and confused about who may have played a part in what, who may have played a part in this disappointment. And all of your cards being in reverse suggests that you are in a very deep state of retrospection. And we have a lot of planets retrograde right now. I believe 6 planets retrograde. I want to say Saturn, Uranus just went retrograde yesterday. So I think we have now Saturn, Uranus, Jupiter, Neptune, Pluto, and Chiron all retrograde now, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I will leave it down in the description for sure which planets exactly are retrograde at the time of me filming this. But yeah, we have a lot of planets retrograde. So this can also encourage a deep dive into the soul, as in a deep moment of reflection, mirroring the self, trying to see within. And so even when it comes to your relationships right now at this point, pile 4, you may be experiencing in a lot of your relationships where it's like, even in conversation that you're having with like friends or family or a lover or something like that, there's something about the conversation or you interacting with them or spending time with them where it makes you go home and think. When you're alone, you're thinking about that interaction or that conversation. You're thinking about how they made you feel. There's a reason for that. All of your energy is in retrograde right now. You in your own natal chart, you may have been born with quite a few planets retrograde. Maybe the generational planets that are retrograde in your natal chart. Could have been the personal planets, but I feel like because all your cards showed up like this in retrograde, this is very kind of like reminiscent of what's going on cosmically right now with all of these like generational planets retrograde. So you could have that same thing happening in your own birth chart. And when we have these really big planets and energies like this retrograde where they're kind of sitting still, this can also encourage that even when something happens outside of our control, we may tend to look within for answers as to why things worked out how they did. Acknowledge that it hurt you, pile 4, or surprised you or impacted you, or maybe made you reluctant or doubtful or apprehensive, but do not allow whatever this is to steal away your pursuit of happiness and joy with the Chariot in reverse. This card is extremely ambitious, but not necessarily in the material sense. It can talk about being ambitious when it comes to accomplishing certain things, like maybe professionally, or when it comes to like assets and owning things and stuff like that. But more so, Chariot is ruled by the cardinal water sign Cancer. So the Chariot's main ambition is conquering a sense of emotional happiness or peace, which translates into security for the watery, crabby Cancer sign. They're all about security and feeling safe. That is their ultimate goal in life, is emotional safety and security. So the Chariot believes, if I conquer this and accomplish that, if I manage to obtain X, Y, and Z, I will finally feel secure or be secure. I'll finally feel successful, which will lead to actual success. So Chariot is all about feeling it, which is what leads the Chariot out to go and try and conquer so much as this person that he is, as this very seasoned conqueror. So there's this idea in the way, and I think this is why your heart chakra was coming through. There's this idea in the way that if I can't see this in my surroundings, then there's no way I can feel this. So just another example, it's like if I'm not in a relationship, if I don't maybe have somebody showing me attention or showering me with attention, then I'm not going to feel loved. I'm not going to feel beautiful. And it's like this idea of needing your environment to help initiate or trigger certain emotional feelings. It's like this idea that I don't have emotional access to this place unless my life is reflecting that. Unless I actually have a partner, it's very difficult to feel loved. This is what your starseed family doesn't like. Your starseed family is really trying to make you the center of your own universe, where you are not motivated or emboldened or even driven because of your idea of security and success. You may be at a point in your life where you feel lost, or like it's difficult to make a move or to get excited about something. It could even be saying for a few of you that you struggle to get out of bed in the morning because that battery pack that you relied on to push you or encourage you or power you through life with the Chariot card right here is gone. It's ran out of its power source, or it's ran cold. It's this idea of like your kids going off to college, and you may wonder like, okay, well, what's my purpose now? What am I going to do now with my days? And what am I going to dedicate myself to? What am I going to channel all of this energy into, or all of this free time? What am I going to spend all this additional time and energy that's now freed up since my kids have gone off to college? What am I going to do? And so there's this like idea of that in a sense, and this is having to find or rediscover or create a new purpose. I've always said human beings cannot survive the trials of life without purpose. It's what encourages us through the valleys and empowers us to reach those peaks. There's massive transition occurring for you right now. So it's natural to feel a sense of loss, pile 4, because that's what this is from my angle anyways, just looking at your cards and sensing this energy. But you are experiencing one of the most difficult processes that I believe personally humans have to endure, which is becoming our own source of inspiration. That is not easy to tap into when we have incarnated into a world so predicated on codependency and self-loathing. It's also 2:22 on my clock right now. So 2 may even be a significant number for you as well. Pile 4. Because you're really seeking to like match something right now as well. So that could be what that is talking about. Let's start getting some oracle cards so we can get some additional messages here. Let's see some other messages that want to come through from this particular. Okay, so we have here Earth. Yeah, learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. Okay, so this is the world. Life may be kind of getting to you with this Earth card right here. But again, it's very important to not absorb the world. It's very important not to absorb this human incarnation to the point where this feels more real than the metaphysical realm or the spiritual realm. It's important to maintain that balance of two things can be true at once. I can be experiencing this in my physical incarnation, and just because maybe I'm going through a breakup doesn't mean that emotionally I have to absorb this idea that I'm unlovable. So it's kind of like that. So this Earth card for me is kind of saying that life may be getting to you right now, especially with all these cards in reverse. But a lot of it is coming from this sense of like overthinking and over processing and really trying to answer certain questions that maybe it might not necessarily be your questions to answer. This might not be something that you need to be concerned with, is what you're spending a lot of your time focusing on. Like, why did this happen? Why did they disappear? Why did this disappointment occur? Why did things fall through when they were so great? You may be sort of not focusing on the wrong thing, but you may almost be taking the blame for the wrong thing. Like, this is not your blame. You're not to blame for this. And so with Earth, we have to be very careful about which situations we ground ourselves in, because we can ground ourselves in the wrong experience and it has nothing to do with us. Okay, so it's almost like, how it's like when it comes to the inner child, a lot of the times our inner child needs a lot of healing because we grounded ourselves in that experience of our childhood and our upbringing, where that really ended up conditioning us. And this is why I say you have to be careful which experiences you ground yourself in, because those are the experiences that end up really conditioning or talking to you. And we absorb all of that. We absorb the results and outcomes of that experience. So be very careful with which experiences you're grounding yourself in, okay? And then we have here, loosen your grip, coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. So it could even be a, like I was saying earlier, especially where it says here, coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. Like I said, for some of you, you may realize that you almost miss the high highs and the low lows and going through that. There's some sort of pursuit here that you could possibly miss with Chariot in reverse, because like I said, Chariot is extremely ambitious. And so that means that the Chariot is always pursuing the next shiny thing. And with the Chariot showing up in reverse, this could almost be saying, like, I don't see anything in my immediate vicinity that is motivating or intriguing enough for me to want to go after it. And more so, this is why I was saying your Starseed family wants you to look into that if you have this sense of missing things that weren't the healthiest for you. If it's very difficult for you to accept something that's healthy and stable and secure in your life because it's like, I'm a little bored, they want you to look into that for a reason. It could have to do with a coping mechanism, addiction, density, letting God in, as well as it could have to do with being earthed. Underneath the deck here, we have activated earth, and it says, power places, ley lines, trust where you are led. So trust where you're going right now too, because this is the thing where all this retrospection is leading to you having some form of self-discovery. Some sort of revelation is coming from all of this deep retrospection that you're doing. The thing is that be careful to make judgments in this space. Be careful of reliving an experience and saying, I should have done this, this, and this differently, or I could have avoided this, this, and that. Be careful of judging the experiences that you are reliving with all of these cards being in reverse. This means that you may be doing a little bit of exploration into your past. Be careful about comparing the present and the past as well, pile 4. Very, very, very careful of that with both of these earth cards coming out. Because earth is the symbol of earth in astrology. It represents the current incarnation. It represents the present. It represents the right now. It represents the physical 3D realm. It represents those physical experiences that we go through that feel so real because they're so tangible. All right, let's get a couple of messages here from the actual stars in the sky, because each star carries a vibration. And let's just see what messages they have for you. And if there's any sort of specific stars that come up in your reading, you may want to do some research on these stars to see if you resonate with them in any way, shape, or form, because that could also be another indication of like a different like starseed, like family line trying to reach out to you as well. Because I think the only ones that I picked up for your reading was Assyrian starseeds and what was the other one that I said? Oh, I forgot. Really? I forgot. I know I said Syrian and possibly a light worker. There could also be, oh yeah, I did mention draconian and reptilian, or some of you could be dealing with a situation or someone in your life that may have more draconian reptilian energy. Okay, so this card, oh, this also flipped over. So we have here the triple star grid y'all see that word? There we go. Because I don't know. Tejita, the triple star grid align. I connect and align with my higher consciousness. So you guys are actually connecting with your higher consciousness through this situation. If this is a painful situation, a disappointing situation, a hurtful situation, even if you see the situation right now that you may be going through as harmful, this is going to really help you develop a closer sense, a closer connection to your higher consciousness, which sometimes we can feel very like detached or distant from. But this is actually causing you to develop an even higher sense of consciousness, pile 4. So this is like a really, really deep transformational period for you. Then we have here Kalino, I believe. The little star divine, my inner child is whole and complete. Yeah, okay. So there's even, your inner child is even trying to speak with you about this situation. So this is something that kind of goes, okay, so what's happening, that's why I saw the 8 for you and the infinity symbol. What's happening for you is something that you may have been through before, or you've seen this before. For some of you guys, like I said, I got that message for only a few of you. You may have actually just been removed or just escaped or gotten out of some sort of like looped experience. Some sort of experience that sort of keeps getting recycled in your life. You may have actually gotten out of that, gotten freed from that, and a part of you may miss it. It has a lot to do with your inner child. Underneath the deck here, we have Electra, the Amber Star, let go. I surrender and allow myself to grieve. Yes, exactly. Like I said, allow yourself to go through it, but don't take the blame. Feel what you gotta feel, but don't take the blame. Let's see what energies your star family is trying to connect you to. Because I feel like a lot of the times, our families from other galaxies and star systems, I feel like a lot of the time they are like praying for us on the other side or wherever they're at in the universe. And they're trying to send us certain energies and vibes. So let's see what they're trying to send you. We have possibilities coming out. They're trying to send you more possibilities. Possibilities feels like opportunities to me for your pile. They're trying to send you more options, more possibilities. So you're going to have a higher chance or a higher probability or a higher possibility of getting exactly where you want to go, like we spoke about with your Chariot card over here, which is an extremely ambitious card. But the main priority of the Chariot is emotional security, safety, and stability. That is more possible because of what you're going through right now. Let's get one more. Potential. There's more potential now that you're going through this. Whatever this is, this disappointment, no matter how uncomfortable it is, it's really pushing you to a different level of potential. Like I said, towards the end of your reading, looking at your tarot cards down here, one of the most difficult things that we have to endure or go through as a human is just learning to become our own sense of inspiration. But this is how we tap into so much of that potential. And this is also what I was referring to when I use that example, like, let's just take like your kids like going off to college. And it's like, well, now what do I do with all this free time and energy? There's like this untapped potential that maybe you didn't have an opportunity to tap into before or possibility to tap into before, whatever you may have been going through with this situation. But now that you don't have to chase after this situation or pursue it anymore, Chariot in reverse, now that it's no longer an option for you, now you get to tap into your own potential. Underneath the deck here, we have compassion. So you're even bringing some compassion to the situation, whatever this may be. Compassion for yourself. If you have found that a difficult thing or something that you're struggling with, is to have some sense of compassion for yourself and to be gentle with yourself and loving with yourself right now. They're even sending you energies of compassion. And that may even be showing up in physical people and relationships and connections in your life right now. So make sure that you are leaning on that if you can. Let's get one final message here. I'm going to read this out of the book in terms of your Starseed family, what they want to say to you. Okay. So we have here Maya. Underneath the deck, we have Song of Your Soul. Such a pretty card. It's probably my favorite card in the deck. It's just so colorful. Okay, and your card here says, Pile 4, the star known as Maya in our Pleiades constellation is one of our most ancient establishments, where the foundation of our Pleiadian culture began, specifically in a world we refer to as MISO 7. So you guys, Pile 4, you may also have very strong ties to the Pleiades constellation or the Pleiadian starseed line. But just take whichever kind of one speaks to you more or resonates with you more. But you could have lineage or ties to several different stars and constellations. But it says here, MISO 7 is a planet that is predominantly water, such as your Earth, but also holds islands where many of the original Pleiadian founders began their upbringing. Similar to you Earthlings, we were placed on this planet to find our way amongst the natural backdrop. Our originals were fortunate enough to begin to hear the stories that were broadcasted through the observation of the stars and were guided to receive their inner blueprint, which allowed for them to receive the higher intelligence that soon shaped our civilization foundation. The beings on this planet are beautiful in features with aqua blue, turquoise eyes, and a radiant youthful bronze skin. They have blondish hair with red, blue streaks and are a very pure nature. This pureness in their souls led to all of their advancements and growth. And this card comes as a reminder to enter into a field of purification like our originals. That's why you're doing all this retrospecting. You're trying to like purify or cleanse yourself, your spiritual self, your vibration. It says here, some of you guys may even be going through a detachment process, an ego death, or even a dark night of the soul in order to rid yourself of this really dense energy that is kind of attached to you vibrationally. It says, before we dive into methods, one may ask, what is purification and how do you define that on the Pleiadians? From our perspective, purification is to align with your innocent nature that you possessed when you first entered your plane, just like your inner child. Born with an open heart, curiosity, and vast mind that was open to learn, experience, and feel, this divine innocence carried you into deeper states of learning and shaped the foundation of who you are today. In the same perspective, we experience purification as a return to one's innocence and divine nature, with us gently reminding that a return to innocence facilitates for this deeper richness to enter your life. Oh, okay. So with all this retrospection, you guys are trying to return to a place where you feel more innocent, or maybe you feel more lighter, or maybe you feel more pure, maybe you feel closer to your true self, your true authentic self. And this is actually creating the possibility for deeper richness to enter your life. It's tapping into that potential. It says when one is pure, they tap naturally into their divine celestial codes that have been embedded in you since you were born. Oh my God, that's what you guys are doing. This is massive transformation, Pile 4. It says, of course, these are never lost, but soon get buried in amnesia from the day-to-day experience of your plane, just like these earth cards down here. It says, we the Pleiadians pose this question for you to ponder in this moment. Have you lost this innocence somewhere along the way? Has human life hardened you to make you abandon this purity? Exactly. Yeah, it says, whatever the case, now is a good time to reclaim this true essence by connecting with activities and mindsets that you once engaged with as a child. Maybe you need to walk barefoot on earth. Maybe you need to play in the dirt. Maybe you need to review your childhood in greater depth. Whatever it may be, know that purification leads to a place of rapid receptivity, which facilitates for the star codes to be downloaded. Stay in your divine innocent nature. See life as new, and all will unfold with grace. Additional meaning says detox, inner child, just like this inner child card right here, reclaiming sovereignty, blessed opportunity, just like possibilities down here. I said I saw opportunity with the possibilities card down here. Okay, and so another thing too, where it says right here, whatever it may be, know that purification leads to a place of rapid receptivity, which facilitates for the star codes to be downloaded. Another thing that came through when I read that is this could be another reason why all your tarot cards came out in reverse, because you're downloading a lot of stellar star codes and frequencies and cosmic energies and stuff like that from very distant galaxies, constellations, star systems, things like that. So you're actually downloading a lot right now as well from your Starseed family, Pile 4. But this is all that I'm seeing for you guys. Really interesting reading. You're going through a great transformation. Once you get on the other side of this, you're going to feel completely differently, Pile 4. But thank you guys so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, your beautiful star family, as well as mine, our higher self, and amazing spirit for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, please stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys.